Hello, I'm going to talk about of mining in Colombia. This is a really big problem, a huge problem that I need to be careful because it's increasing in this territory, and we need to be worried about this kind of problem because is affecting all the society in this country. Uh, Historical background of the problem. Between the 16th and 18th centuries, what is now Colombia contributed with much of the gold produced in Spanish colonies. The largest fields of gold exploitation were in Antioquia, Cauca, and the Pacific. To these areas conquered by the Spaniards, a large number of African slaves were brought to work. After the independence of Colombia, gold became the property of the nation, and since then, mining became an economic sector regulated by the law. After many years of exploitation, mostly by the industry, medium and small scale miners and groups became part of the gold mining business. This occurred from the formal peace negotiation between the government and the guerrillas in 2012, where gold became an economic activity held by the armed organization. In 2017, a report of the Nation Controller found that 80% of the mining in Colombia was illegal and conclude that the various government programs have not given a strong solutions to the phenomenon of illegal mining that threatens to convert into more deserted territories and drive river as happened with the Sambingo River in Cauca. It is demonstrated by the lack of state public policies to successfully address in-territory phenomenon and the lack of coordination between mining and environmental policies. The controller also concluded in its report of 2017 that the implementation of the peace agreements is a complex process that implies a charge of the industrial environment, but the evidence allows to include that environmental entities are not considered an actor relevant for the formulation and execution of investment projects. Proof of this is that the role that will play in the execution of the business contract of the development of territories focus is not defined, said the controller. A geographic location. As can be seen on the map of the Atlas of Environmental Justice of the department where the problem related to mining. And you can see Narillo, Cauca, and Putumayo, Valle del Cauca, Amazonas, and Tolima, Cundinamarca, Chocó, Quindío, Caldas, Córdoba, Bolívar, also Cesar, Santander, Arauca, and Casanare. It's worth that in this department also concentrate the production of cocaine and the persecution in social leaders.
I'm going to talk about one of the most important problem and environmental problem and social problem for this country. It's a um, big and very important problem because it's increasing in this country. Colombia is living a fever of gold that threats an environment and the life of the poor people. This fever began when safety conditions improved of the government of Álvaro Uribe Vélez, what allowed the exploration and exploitation of territories that were previously inaccessible or too dangerous due to the armed conflict. Destruction is generally developed by local peasants in a traditional and sometimes illegal way. Now I'm going to put you in context because, in my opinion, I think it's very important that you understand the background of this case. The problem is located in the Duro Chocó, Colombia, since 11 years ago. In this territory, there are important research of gold that multinational company like Anglo Chanti and Continental Gold wants to explore now of the condition of security are favorable. In the area, mining is increasing in an artisanal legal way. The latter is carried out with multiple bulkholes that cause serious damage to the environment. Uh, this has left the member of the community council to bring an action against the mayor of the municipality of Dura in Chocó for allowing the arrival of backhoes in the tragedy of illegal mining in these kind of territories. In April of the year 2011, the CODER, Colombian Institute of Rural Development, recognized the collective ownership of the lands. Uh, However, Cerro do Jura is outside of the limits. These mountains is sacred for the inhabitants, but not for the companies, because this contains apparently important uranium research. A big part of the territory delivered by Encoder to Cocomopoca is already in concession to multinational mining companies. These contracts were signed in violation of law, which prohibit the award of permits for exploration of natural resources in the territories that are in process of adjudication, without the prior unfavorable consent of the technique commissions. Okay, after talking about the main problem, next we are going to talk about two other kind of things that are important in this case. One of these is actors. We can find in the first place local communities. In local community we can find artisanal mining, farmers, landless peasants, local sensitive or professional and Afro communities. We can find also the companies that are involved in this case. Basically, we can find two. The first one is Continental Gold, and the other one is Anglo Gold Ashanti, that is from South Africa, and Continental Gold is from Canada. We have other actors that are involved in this case. One of these is governments like Presidency of Republic of Colombia, Ministry of Interior, Ministry of Environmental and sustainable development, government of Chocó, government of municipality of the Jura, National Army in Coder, and other. Next, we can find the last actor is environmental organization like Organización Campesina y Popular del Alto Atrato, Cocomopa, Centro de Estudios Tierra Digna, and Observatorio de Estudios Étnicos y Campesinos. Okay, one of the last things of this case is the impacts. It's very important knows this kind of impacts because we can understand more this kind of case. We are going to start with environmental impacts that one of the most important is surface water pollution, decreasing water quality, air pollution, floods, biodiversity loss, crop danger, global warming, noise pollution, soil contamination, deforestation, and other or plus. Other impacts that we can find are hard impacts potentials that I can find accidents, malnutrition, and disease like cancers. Social economic impacts, that is another issue, a very important issue. We can find displacement, that is one of the most important. Displacement, increases in violence and crimes, increasing of corruption, loss of the livelihoods, land dispossession, that is one also a big problem, and violation of human rights. In conclusion, although the state through the Colombian Institute Development in CODER, recognizing the collective ownership on Cocomopoca, conflicts continue in the area. A sign of this is the arrival of the multinational companies looking for valuable minerals and collectively owned territories that are of great cultural and natural importance. The community must not close to opportunity of mining because this has been a traditional activity that is done through burying hope and the banks of the rivers. But the decision to allow this activity must be given for the community that inhabit in this kind of territories through a popular consultation. Teacher, I hope that you like this video. See you tomorrow.
Thank